Hey everyone, I just recently uploaded a new song. It's a song called Let It Be Gone. It's a song that I wrote for a very dear friend, good friend of mine that I've had for some time, whose life is going through some difficult challenges right now. And it was my means of sort of expressing what I thought about his situation and how I hoped that he would be able to navigate and manage through it. I thought I'd share you a little bit the process of how I wrote and produced the song. The last time I did a film, I shared with you a little bit of tracking of my guitar through a couple of songs. I thought this time I'd kind of break it down. I just finished the song so I can kind of show you the process. It might be interesting for some of you who aren't too familiar with how that happens. So I think it was a Saturday morning. It tends to often be Saturday mornings when I wake up a little earlier than I should, and I'm kind of in this half state of awareness and awakeness, if that's a word. And I have this melodic idea going through my mind, and it drives me crazy. Through experience, I know that if I try and repeat it enough in my mind and think I can go to sleep now, and when I wake up, I'll remember it. I don't. I forget. So I have to come down here. And what I typically do is I take my phone and I take my guitar. I figure out what chord structure is, even if it's not a proper arrangement, and I record something with my iPhone just so I can remember the chord changes and remember the melody for the various sections that I might have in my mind. And so I did that and went back upstairs, went to bed and slept a bit more. And then through the course of the day, I went back down after breakfast and I started working on this song. And actually, this song, some songs come very quickly, others you work on for quite some time. This one, basically within, by Sunday evening, the song was more than half recorded, which is amazing. The lyrics written, everything. So anyways, I came down and originally I had the slot that I wanted to work on, and it was sort of for an A section of a song or a verse. And I found this kind of cool groove that I programmed using a conga section, three congas, a rumba sort of conga section, and it went like this. And so I had that, and I had the melody already in my mind, and once I figured out the chords, I started playing over on top of this groove, and it went something like this. So that's a little rough, but it gives you the sense, hopefully, of that's without singing it. But that was the musical structure that underpinned the melody I had in mind. So from there, I thought, okay, I knew that I wanted to have some piano accompaniment to it as well. And then you start to think about, well, do I want a piano? Do I want a Rhodes? Do I want a Wurlitzer? What kind of coloring do you want to add to that keyboard part? And in this instance, I thought about it. I experimented with a couple of different keyboard settings, and in the end, I took sort of a very classical 1980s, what's known as a DX7. It was an 80s version of the Rhodes, of the classic Rhodes, and I came up with that same A section, and it sounded like this. I don't know if you recognize the chord structure, but it's the same thing I played on the guitar. So that was my A section or my verse section that I'd written, and I had to be honest with myself. When I heard that keyboard part that I performed, I thought, wow, actually I like that so much that for me it's not just an accompaniment for the guitar, but I think it's stronger without the guitar. And one of the things I learned from my time with Gino Vanelli this last summer in the studio is sometimes as an artist producing yourself, you have to make difficult choices. You got to be honest. You have to wear a different cap. You have to take off your artist hat and you have to put on your producer hat and say what is best for the song. So I fired myself as an acoustic guitar player for the song, and I thought this is going to be a keyboard-based song. And I had thoughts about where the groove was going to go beyond that, and that was all the reasons for why I shouldn't stick with the acoustic guitar. So from there, I then thought, okay, talking about groove. Let's see what this feels like now with some drums, and then I programmed some drums to accompany that. I'm still playing you with that same section. It happens to be the second verse of the song. And that's where the drums kind of really kick in. So there we go. So then that same section with the drums added sounds like this. So that gives you an idea what that's like. So from there, then what have I done there? Then it was about really adding in the bass. The way I like to work with the bass, first of all, I had this thought that I wanted it to be kind of a different bass. I want it to be a fretless bass. So I got this fretless bass, and it's going through some delays and some other effects. So it's kind of got this kind of groovy, spacey kind of feel to it a little bit, but it lends itself well to this particular song, in my opinion. And I'll play actually a different part of the song for the bass, just to go somewhere a little bit different. And the way I do that typically is I program the bass, or I play the bass to the drum section itself, so that the kick and the bass are really working together in tandem, and then adding some melodic thought to it as well, to the bass line. So if I take off the congas, and I take off that, add the bass. So this is the bass and the drums together over the bridge section, which comes in after the third verse. So now I've got that going, and at this point I want to add some color. I had already done my vocals. I'll share that with you towards the end, but I was thinking about harmonies, and I just thought, I don't hear any harmony parts that really make sense for this song, but I wanted to add some coloring, particularly in the chorus section and in the bridge section as well. So I got this choir. I programmed this choir section, and now this time I'm going to share with you an example that comes from the chorus section of the song, which is a new section that we haven't heard yet. And I got this. So that was the choir thing, and really the only other thing left to do at this point, I fired myself as the guitar player on this song, but I thought for the ending, for the outro, I wanted to add a little bit of electric guitar, just kind of sitting in the back, just some pretty melodic, almost melancholic kind of lines to play. And so I played some guitar parts over the keyboard, and that sounded a bit like this. That's kind of how the song pretty much ends there. So that was how the song went. And just to give you a short little sample of the whole thing together, including my vocal, from that same second verse that we've heard for most of these examples through this film, it sounds like this. Then she
came along and undid the wrong. Had you feeling so alive, but it's come to an end. Too much to amend. Can't seem to find where you belong.
So that gives you a sense of it. I've got so many songs I've been working on as of recent, and so many of them are like 90%. That little bit left to work on, and I'm taking my time. There's no rush, so it might take me a little bit longer for some of these songs, but I've got a number of them that I'm really quite pleased with. And this one's done, and this is an example of one of the first things that I've done under this new project banner that I'm calling One Man Band, where I'm playing all the parts. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So a lot of things coming up. If you've made it this far in the video, we're at like 11 minutes. Thank you for your patience. I think I've probably done this too long, but I thought it'd be fun, so I've done it. Keep listening. Please like and comment. I think commenting is, in today's Facebook world, is the way that increases engagement scores the best. So please make a comment and let me know if you watched it till the end. That would be incredible. And keep listening. Please download as well if that interests you. It's all free, of course. And till the next song that comes up, hope you're all well, and talk to you, at least some of you, soon. Take care.